On the surface, Jin's The Astronaut tells a story of an astronaut who crash lands on Earth. When given the opportunity to leave, he decides to settle down and stay on Earth with his loved ones. I'm gonna explain how the camera angles, lighting, overall cinematography help to explain this story so that you feel it instead of just seeing it, along with a couple of Easter eggs. Welcome to The Breakdown. It opens with the shot of Jin looking to the left. If you're gonna take one thing away, take the fact that the left is the past, the right is the future. The background is very bland. There's not a lot going on. He's looking to the past because his spaceship just crashed and he probably misses home. Jin is very small and this spaceship is huge. Again, Jin is on the left, the spaceship is on the right. He's looking to the future because he thought that was the future. His whole world just came crashing down, literally. Again, looking to the left, to the past, he just arrived on Earth. He's very much still in the stars, so he is framed in the sky. The camera's going down and pointing up and is pushing him even further into the sky. You can really tell where his priorities are as the spaceship is the focus. The camera's kind of revolving, it's pushing Jin to the right and the spaceship to the left. It's bringing that spaceship into the past while bringing Jin into the future. That becomes very apparent when the next shot is him inside of his room in the future. The sunlight is just beaming out of the window. This room is so warm and bright and it feels so homey. He is still obsessed with space though. But all of the space stuff is on the left side of the room, not the right side of the room. The crossword has lots of Easter eggs. Army, astronaut, star, moon, cozy. I'm pretty sure Jin collaborated with Coldplay during this. There's a whole bunch of Coldplay posters. There's the guitar that Chris Martin gave Jin. So Jin looks up at the sky and you can tell that he's conflicted. The lighting is split pretty much right down the middle. The right side is happy and bright, and the left side is full of shadows. Lighting plays a big factor throughout this entire video. We have these real harsh shadows, the astronaut right here, Jin wearing the helmet right there. Pretty much everything with his past is in a shadow. That is his shadow, it is his past. And those harsh shadows continue onto the next shot too. There's even more Coldplay posters and Chris Martin himself is on the TV. This shot is just so beautiful. Jin laying on the floor, looking up at the sky. I just like this shot. Something about him laying on the floor. I don't know. We do see this Dutch angle as his world is kind of turning upside down. He thought that he was stranded on Earth this entire time and now he sees this beam of light and he knows that it's from his spaceship. So he puts on this nice little suit so he can look good when he gets home. There's a difference in lighting and warmth. Since he wants to go back home now, it's a lot less warm. It's a way of foreshadowing. This helmet that he puts on is his safety net. He's probably nervous to go home, that's why he puts on the helmet. There's this blue lens flare and that calls back to the blue light coming from the spaceship. It's almost like it's infecting this frame. Then Jin walks to the left into the past yet again. You'll also notice that there's only space stuff on the left of the screen and he leaves the crossword unfinished. This neighborhood is so warm and cozy, bright, vibrant. The grass is so green. The lighting has changed. There's a lot more shadow on his face now that he decided he wants to go back home. When he puts the helmet on this little girl, again, you see that there's this Dutch angle, that uncertainty. He was very close with this little girl. He gives her his helmet as he can no longer be there to protect her. She's gonna have to learn how to protect herself while he's gone. So his face is on the right side of the screen, but his eyes are looking to the left. In the background, there's also all of these dull colors. His face is now in the shadows because the shadows represent the past and him going back to space. I love this shot. It's a long take, so it's very dramatic. The longer the take, the more you can feel that emotion. He's running towards the camera or towards this thing and it just keeps getting further and further and further away. He's beginning to rethink some of his choices. You could see that there's starting to be more light on his face, but the background and everything is still a whole bunch of muted colors. There's also this stop sign and this stop sign and this stop sign. There's all of these opportunities opportunities for him to stop living in the past. He walks past this astronaut, putting that astronaut in the past. The astronaut is now behind Jin, but it's also on the right side of the screen, so it's both behind him but in his future. This shot is very low, looking up at Jin, putting his face in the sky. The next one grounds him more. You can see the street in the background. It's this duality that we see throughout the entire video as Jin goes to make up his mind. His face is also a lot warmer. As he walks towards this astronaut, he actually perfectly covers him up. He's wearing black, and that covers up this white astronaut. You can really see this duality. He's seeing himself as the astronaut in this visor, but the visor is nice and warm, just like his home. There's still this split lighting on his face where one side is in the shadows and one side is in the light. He's contemplating, thinking if he really wants to become an astronaut again. There's a few trees here that are nice and green, and then he's riding his bike to the right, which is the future. Then we have like the foreshadowing again, where all of the green is on the right side and the left-hand side of the screen is just dull, browns, no life on it. But now he's headed to the left side, which is the past. There is no green anywhere. It's all just brown, lifeless, dull. We see that same motion of the bike going to the left as we go into these flashback scenes. In this case, the bike going to the left kind of helps us know that it's a flashback since she's literally moving in the past. But we get all of these nice trees, all of the grass. It's green, it's vibrant, it's warm. You can just tell it's like a good memory. We go back to the present where he's still moving to the left-hand side. It's this bird's eye view where he is just so small in the frame. That's where he's headed. He's headed to this dull, lifeless place where he's just small. The girl is wearing purple. Her bike is purple. This is a reference to the BTS army. Jin teaches this little girl how to ride her bike. The underlying message is that Jin is speaking to army throughout this whole video. He's having these memories. He's looking to the past, but most of his face is lit up, kind of swaying him into that direction of like he should go back. That should be his future. But still, he rides off into the sky. There's just such a duality between all of those scenes and the flashback scenes. The flashbacks are so colorful, vibrant, warm. They just feel a lot more cozy, a lot more at home. We have this shot of Jin pretty much in the sky, because that's where he wants to be at this point. The lighting on his face has changed to be mostly shadows. So you can literally see what he's thinking just by looking at his face. Jin is standing on the left-hand side, looking to the right-hand side. He's looking at his future. His spaceship is about to be repaired. Most of his face is on the right-hand side of the screen. It's like his body wants to move on, but he is still stuck in the past. So we're in this purple galaxy. Purple, again, is the color of army, and he's just surrounded by it, encompassed by it. They're walking to the left-hand side of the screen into the past, and we get to see all of these memories of these different things that she was able to teach Jin. So this is like a two-sided relationship. He's not just the only one teaching her things, she is teaching him things. As she should, because he doesn't know what he's doing. Have you seen his outfit? They're both on the right-hand side of the screen. Like, this is his future. It's just foreshadowed right now, though. You can see he's kind of like halfway in the sky versus on the ground. But these lines, they are so blurred. He just can't make up his mind on what he wants to do. Finally, he chooses to walk away from the spaceship just as it's taking off. This little girl is on the left-hand side of the screen. Jin is looking left. He's just remembering all of these good memories. He's literally running into the future. Going back to that underlying message, so there's these two cars that pass by. BTS as a group is gonna serve their 2 years, but still we see this duality. One car is going to the left, one car is going to the right, and then this final car that picks him up is also going to the right. And they continue moving towards the right. There's also this nice lens flare in the sky, which is that same blue that we saw earlier. In this case, blue represents the spaceship, and this sky is beautiful. It's sunset, it's nice and warm. Now he's looking into the future. He's literally like turning his head a lot. And his conclusion is that Earth is home. He even has the little girl and him. Look at that little smile on his face. What was once a road, so like boring and dull, lacking color and life, now the sky is beautiful. This road is so warm, there's trees. And when he gets back home, it's extra warm. Like, this sun is shining. It feels so homey. So he is looking up, but he ends up looking back down, not thinking about space, but being on Earth. He's focusing on what's important, finishing that crossword puzzle, and it spells out family. This smile that he gives off is so warm. It's almost like he's just hugging you through the screen. That smile has nothing to do with the story. That smile is specifically for the audience, for Army. This video in general is kind of like a going away present, or more of like a promise, I guess. And finally, he hears the bell ring from the little girl. A beautiful story of just like moving on, choosing who you want your family to be, choosing your happiness. But again, that underlying message is to Army. Army has taught Jin so much, and Jin has taught us so much. He's about to go away for 2 years, and he just wants us to be there, ringing our bell when he comes home. If you like the video, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what video I should break down next. I want to give a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters, specifically Caroline, Jemmy, Julia, Kimberly, Lucas, Melissa, Maseju, Sabrina, and Victoria. If you're not already subscribed, join the crew, hit that subscribe button, and all right.